In an announcement that went a little bit under the radar, considering how much news Ford and GM's use of Tesla superchargers has made, Tesla has created an application process where you can actually request superchargers at your business's location. Plus, FSD Beta 11.4.3 is out, and Elon Musk says it's only accelerating. Let's take a look. Hey y'all, it's Dr. Know-It-All. I'm going to start with this tweet from Tesla owners of Silicon Valley from 16 hours ago right now as I video this. It says that Tesla Beta 11.4.3 is rolling out. I believe that the release notes are the same as the previous ones. I'll look into that in more detail just to make sure, but at this point it looks like it's the same as the previous one, so you can refer to my previous videos about the 11.4 release notes, and you can check that out up here if you're interested. Anyway, the interesting part here is that Elon Musk responded to this saying the rate of improvement is accelerating. And if you take a look over here, I was fortunate enough to respond to this and have a response from Elon Musk. Anyway, Nicholas Gibbs, great last name by the way, said the rate of improvement is accelerating. What? And I mentioned that James Dauma in a chat with me actually talked about a metaphor that's a really, really good one. You can check out that video up here too if you're interested. Anyway, as James Dauma says, the foundation work on the building looks like nothing. In other words, people work for a long time digging the foundation for a large building, and they're working, and it looks like nothing is happening. And then when the frame goes up, it looks like magic. It looks like, all of a sudden it's like, whew, the skyscraper just appears in a matter of months, and you're like, whoa, where in the heck did that come from? Anyway, I woke up this morning to realize that I had like 50,000 views on this, and I was like, what happened? Elon Musk must have liked it, and he actually responded and said exactly. So great job, James Dauma, because that is a great metaphor. I really, really love it, and thank you, Elon, for responding to that. So anyway, fantastic news on the full self-driving front, and I can't wait to get 11.4.3 myself and give it a test drive. All right, so on to how to host a supercharger. So notice we've got this video, which is a little bit chaotic for me. I'm going to switch off of this in just a second. But anyway, it has a video playing here, and it basically says, navigate to your site from in-car touchscreen, 45,000 plus global superchargers, attract new and repeat customers to your location, and then you can just click an apply button. And by the way, this is at tesla.com/host-a-supercharger. I'll put a link to this in the description so you can check it out. Anyway, on the next part of this webpage, it says benefits attract customers. Tesla vehicles are equipped with in-car navigation that directs drivers to nearby superchargers, bringing new and repeat customers to your location. Installation is fast and flexible. Tesla manages the construction and operation of the superchargers at your site. No extra upkeep or maintenance required. Our team of Tesla installers will get your superchargers up and charging quickly with a fast, efficient installation process. Then, of course, location. Join the largest fast charging network in the world. Ideal hosting sites can support 8 or more individual parking stalls and provide a hospitable charging experience with amenities such as restaurants, groceries, shops, restrooms, and Wi-Fi. Ongoing site selection is based on market expansion needs as well as popular routes and destinations. More on that in a minute, but first, you may have noticed that my travel plans have been a little bit crazy this summer. I've been all over the place for business purposes, for the YouTube channel, and also, of course, for personal reasons to travel to visit my parents who are having health problems and everything. With all of that travel, with all the disruption, with sleeping in strange beds and being stressed out all of the time, what do I do to maintain my health? Well, of course, I drink AG1. AG1 is amazing, and actually they've just rebranded their website as drinkag1.com, so it's even easier to remember. And believe me, with all of this travel, these travel packets are lifesavers. All I have to do is pour a packet into any water bottle or even a glass of water, and I get 75 high-quality vitamins, minerals, prebiotics, probiotics, supports my gut health, supports my immune system, makes me feel good, makes me feel energized. It's fantastic, and I don't know how I'd be getting through this summer without it. And of course, it tastes amazing. It tastes sweet with a hint of pineapple, even though it has no added sugar in it, which is great for my low-sugar diet. And of course, it's vegan and gluten-free, so whether your life is high stress like mine, or you just want improved gut health, to feel more energetic, to recover more quickly from workouts, and just generally feel better in your life, you should definitely try AG1. And if you click my link in the description, you get 5 travel packets and a year's supply of vitamins D3 and K2. And of course, they're so confident in the product, it comes with a 90-day money-back guarantee. So if you're not completely satisfied, you get your money back. So what are you waiting for? You definitely need to try out AG1 today and see if you feel better too. Just click the link in the description, and after a couple of months, let me know how you feel. show. So thanks again to AG1, and now back to it. And then if we go down to the host or Supercharger application process, first name, last name, telephone, email, company name, contact type, property type, and actually I'm kind of interested in that. So convenience store, lodging, resort, mixed use, a bunch of different things there. And then of course additional comments. So my assumption would be that this is not an automatic thing. If you have a podunk, business with a tiny parking lot that's like in rural, the middle of nowhere that nobody ever goes to, you're unlikely to be selected by Tesla. But this is really fantastic news. This means that stores, I just actually talked about this. I think it was a tweet or maybe it was part of a video I did. It's been a lot of traveling recently. But there were eight, I believe, Tesla Superchargers at a Burger King along the route down to Charleston, South Carolina when we went down there last week. And that I was like, wow, this is fantastic, because what a way to drive business to your Burger King as opposed to the other restaurants that are around in that area. So I think that any business that is worth its salt, you all should, not just gas stations and stuff, but restaurants or even like strip malls, or if you're a property owner that rents out a bunch of things, like you actually own the property for a strip mall or something like that, or Costco, hint, hint, Costco needs to start doing this now. They've had their gas stations in for a long time, and that's very, very popular. But even larger places like a Costco or something should be working with Tesla. Now, I think they probably wouldn't go through this application process because this is a corporate sort of deal where they're looking at multiple sites. But I think this is along the lines of, if you're an individual business, a franchisee of a bunch of businesses, again, like a Burger King or Subway or something like that, or if you own a property where there are a bunch of stores or something, and especially if it's close to a highway or a popular travel route or something along those lines, you should really, really get on this quickly. You don't want to be left out in the cold at this point. You want to be one of the first in line for this rather than one of the last. And if you as a business owner are waffling on this, remember that effectively these are going to be the gas stations of the future. They basically, there will be no more gas stations in another 8 or 10 years, or very, very few of them. So what you want is, you want to become that gas station. You want to attract customers to your location so that they will stay there. And remember that these people are, they're going to be there for a little while. Even as charging speeds get faster, you're looking at 15 or 20 minutes, not like a quick 5-minute in and out fill up or something. So you're looking at customers who are going to stick around. And especially if you have nice amenities for them, like restaurants, Wi-Fi, shopping, bathrooms, et cetera, that kind of thing that people like to have when they're traveling around, you won't just attract road trip customers, but you'll probably also attract people who just like to go to your store and charge up while they're there, right? So they might just go shopping or something at your shopping mall area and charge up while they're there. So they may pick your shopping mall as opposed to somebody else's shopping mall because you have a supercharger. I would definitely do that. And so this is a fantastic opportunity for businesses to really get on board with this and attract customers. And especially at this point, it's more high-end customers, more affluent customers. Eventually that's going to go down market as EVs become more and more popular. But at this point, at least, we're talking about relatively more affluent customers who can afford new EVs. So this is all to the good for you if you are a business owner, and of course for us as consumers, because we'll have more choices, more places to get charged up. We don't have to have range anxiety, and et cetera, et cetera. As for Tesla, I think this is great. I actually heard people talking about how the supercharger deal with Ford and GM now is a net neutral for Tesla. And I think in the near term, they might be right, because of course it's a really big deal for Ford and GM that they are going to be able to just suddenly have a very expansive and very highly functioning electric vehicle charging network, right, that they didn't used to have. And of course for Tesla, they're giving up a huge advantage that Teslas have had. But long term, think about this. Let's say that you buy Chevy gas cars, right? This is back in the past at some point. But what you do is, as you go out into the world and you need to get gas for your car, your choices are to go to a Ford branded gas station, or a Ford branded gas station, or a Ford branded gas station, right? That's the only places that you can go. After a while, that's going to get in there into your brain, and you're going to start going like, well, gee, Ford owns all the gas stations. Why am I buying a Chevy? I should at least give Ford a look, because they've created all the gas stations, so I'm seeing their branding constantly, and I'm seeing lots of Fords at the Ford gas station. So, as Tesla gets a monopoly on the charging infrastructure, which I think they're going to do, I just don't see Electrify America, ChargePoint, etc., at least in the North American market, having much of a competitive edge, and I think they're going to kind of wither on the vine and die. And even if Tesla doesn't get a full monopoly, if they get something like 80% or something along those lines, we're talking about a massive, massive branding advantage. So I think over over the long term, that branding advantage is going to have an effect on the consumer. If every single time you went to get gasoline in your Chevy or GM car, you saw the Ford logo and you saw a bunch of Fords there, and you talked to the Ford owners about what a great experience it is filling up their Ford with gasoline, it's going to start to worm into your brain, and you're going to start going like, wow, gee, I should give Ford a try and I should take a look, right? Same thing with Tesla, even to a bigger extent, because you can make an argument that as legacy vehicles, these gas cars are all relatively on the same, bar, because they're 100 years old technology plus, so they basically exist at the same level. But Tesla is objectively about 5 years ahead of everybody else in terms of EVs. So it's an even bigger deal, because when you see the cars, you see the charging infrastructure, you're going to be like, man, my car feels like old school and kind of ancient technology compared to these awesome Teslas that are around. So while certainly in the short term, this is a bigger win for Ford and GM than it is for Tesla, I think in the long term, over the next buying cycles of the public, it's going to have an effect, and Tesla is going to get into a leadership role. But in any case, in the near term, this is an amazing opportunity for businesses. And if you own a business that has a property, especially if it's near some sort of busy road, which most businesses like to be because they get more foot traffic that way. If you have that business and you haven't applied for this already, you really, really should do that right away. You want to be on the front end of this, not on the back end of it, because then people will go to other places so that they can charge up their EVs while they're shopping rather than your place. And as for us consumers, it's very, very exciting for us, because the more places that we have opportunities to charge, the easier it'll be, the less congestion there will be at superchargers, and the happier everybody is going to be. So this is a really big win, and I'm super happy to see that Tesla is now advertising, so you can just go ahead and fill out a very, very simple form and request getting superchargers at your location. And of course, I can't wait to try out FSD 11.4.3, which apparently is accelerating, and that is great news. All right, I hope you enjoyed this content and found it fun and interesting and thought-provoking. If you did, please do like it so other people can find it, and of course, consider subscribing for more of this kind of content. As always, a huge shout out to my Patreon patrons, my YouTube channel members, and of course, my Twitter subscribers. Thank you all so much for supporting the channel in any way that you can, especially as I've been traveling. I'm going to try to get home tomorrow. It has been a very, very stressful week on a personal level, so I've been trying to make these videos and stay upbeat and everything. But anyway, I really do appreciate everybody's thoughts and prayers. It has been very difficult. My mom is on the road to recovery, so thank you all for thinking about that. But anyway, also thank you so much for supporting the channel, especially as I'm having to be so chaotic this summer and move around so much. And if you're interested in a whole bunch of really cool merch, check out our merch store. Link is in the description. We have TeslaBot t-shirts, the Tesla meme t-shirt, success is a possible outcome, 4680 battery cells. All of that stuff is on t-shirts, mugs, tumblers, and on and on. So check it out. And finally, once again, a big thank you to AG1 for sponsoring today's video. Check out the link in the description, get yours and feel better. Check out the link in the description and start your 90-day free trial now. In the meantime, I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.